Alright, hold on, guys. Let me see if I'm a Magi. No Dejin? Oh well. Alright, so sorry for skipping last week's episode review. Again, I gotta apologize. If you don't check my Facebook, you can follow it so you can see when I'm going to do things like that. But in a nutshell, I want to talk about last episode really quickly. Magi episode 6. Morgianna for the freaking win. When I saw that episode, I was like, oh man. I think by the end of the year, if I keep following Magi, which I will, Morgiana will probably be on my top 5 favorite shonen females of all time because she is so freaking awesome. And she's not too soon dead to the point where she's annoying, but she's enough to the point where it's like, oh man, she's just so cool, and she just kicked so much ass in that episode. And I really was glad to see her reunite with Aladdin at the very end when, he's captured and whatnot. And it felt a little fast-paced, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. And I thought it was a treat to see a whole episode focused on Morgiana, seeing her as kind of like a little hero as well. She doesn't know really how to approach certain situations, like when the little girl's crying, she doesn't really know how to console her right. So it was just real interesting to get a nice dive into Morgiana and learn a little bit about her. Episode 7, definitely not as explosive and as, climactic as that episode felt, episode 6 for Morgiana. For the most part, this was kind of like a setup episode. It was decent, definitely didn't have me going crazy or anything like that, but meeting up with Sinbad, and he had me laughing. If you watch Fairy Tail, he reminded me of that because the character in Fairy Tail loves to take off all his clothes, and this dude is walking around with like a leaf covering him, and they're like, what? So it was kind of funny to see. For the most part of this episode, the comedy really was something that definitely had me excited and interested because there was a lot of jokes in this one, especially Sinbad getting naked, weird shit. Also, before I forget, I want to talk about one thing real quick about episode 6. Sorry to derail, but the girl with the thing on her forehead that they knew Aladdin pre-hand, that was skipped material that was in chapter 1 when Aladdin actually meets them, and they took out a very explicit scene that was from chapter 1. That's probably why they skipped it, where like Aladdin is just straight up on top of her with her bare tit out, and so that's why when he was groping them and like, oh, I missed these, that's why they knew one another and whatnot. It was slightly explained that they knew each other. And also the character that she's with, not the girl with the thing on her head, the other chick with the blonde hair, she is actually a little different from the manga. In the manga, I remember her being more like stuck up, or not necessarily stuck up, just like she had like an attitude. And in the anime, she just doesn't have that at all. She's completely different. So that was definitely interesting. And she also had a pretty interesting past as well, so it's a little bit of a shame that they kind of took that out, but whatever. Nonetheless, it was still a good episode. So episode 7 again, Sinbad, we meet him. He seems pretty cool in his kingdom and whatnot, and also we see that there's more of Morgiana's, I guess, clan or race or species or whatever of the finales. It was some dude, some bulky dude. He looks pretty cool, but you could tell he got a stick up his ass as well. He's like got an attitude. And for the most part of this episode, the big thing for me, the best part of the episode was at the very end when they're trying to get the fog trooping. They're trying to move them out the way so they can continue traveling. And we see that it's Alibaba that is the leader of the fog troop. And I'm like, what the heck? Immediately after watching that, I was thinking, because I was letting the ending play, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, so Alibaba is bad now? What the heck? This is like such an early twist. Then I see the preview, and judging from the preview, I'm guessing that there's more to it. More than likely, he's doing this because he owes someone a favor, he's helping somebody out that, there's something along the lines, or he's being forced to do it, either or. I'm leaning more towards he's doing it out of, like, he feels bad for something that happened along the lines. Again, I don't have prior knowledge, so this is just speculation. But that was really the climax of this episode by far, because the episode, for the most part, had a slow pacing to it. It was just really just a setup, getting to understand the situation with the fog troop, and, just seeing Aladdin and Morgiana. To me, I like seeing them together, and I hope that it continues that way. I hope there's no more separations. I can't wait to just have the three of them. They go on more journeys, because to me, I could sit there and watch them go on journeys forever, because they're just really funny, exciting, and interesting to watch. Like, Morgiana, she's a cool character. Aladdin is hilarious with his freaking enjoyments that only a man would have. And, just overall, like, seeing that really just got me excited. So, episode 7, nothing to write home about. It's not the most crazy thing, but for a setup, it was okay, and the ending really is where it was at. It was like, holy shit, why is Alibaba part of this group? And just to see Aladdin's expression, it's like, whoa, You know, so that was really interesting. I can't wait to see exactly what that was about, that ending. And also, I think it's pretty freaking crazy that Sinbad, I believe he's conquered 7 dungeons and 7 Djinn already. So Sinbad is a pretty strong ass dude. Thankfully, so far he seems to be on the side of justice. Because if they had to go up against him or something, I don't think, I don't think Ugo and Aladdin would be enough, because dude is too much at the moment. He's just a powerhouse with 7 dungeons conquered. Overall, again, that's all I really have to say about these 2 episodes. Episode 6, freaking epic, awesome episode. 7, slow pacing. For the most part, it was okay. But also, I want to say that I'm glad that it seemed slow pacing for once, because Magi has been, we're 7 episodes in and it's been blazing fast. So to get a cool down again, that's a treat. And overall, definitely a good way to go, so that hopefully this can be an ongoing series and not something just like 28 episode with a filler ending. That's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see what happened with Alibaba. Is he bad? Is he doing this out of pity for something? And just overall, see what's going to happen next. ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.